On this episode of Woodwalkers.
I guess the biggest thing here is getting over a fair high.
Something comes up and I'm not ready for it, you better have a hard hat on, because it may come back at you.
Is it tight?
No.
Well, then tighten it.
How do you tighten it?
With a frickin' wrench.
Yeah, they thought they understood what he was talking about. They should have spoke up.
That was my worst day.
That switch is hot, you just got blew up, and someone needs to come rescue you. Guys, it's gonna happen, man. I swear to God, one day it's gonna happen.
He got in my face and he said, "You don't know what you're about to get into."
Dylan has a brother that's in the line industry, and he's a little bit hard on Dylan. And Dylan's all about gaining approval from his brother because he's big brother and all that. Anyway, his brother messaged him and told Dylan that he was training an apprentice today. And Dylan messaged him back and he said, "Well, what are you training him on?" And the only thing his brother sent back was a picture of a preformed tie wrap. So he shot him a message back to his brother about how you actually put it on, put it under the conductor, spin it 180, and then you wrap your wire with it. I think his brother had a little respect for him after he sent that to him, because he shot him a message back saying, "Good job, Dylan."
Before I went to school, me and my brother, we wasn't close at all. We had a bunch of tension, a bunch of bad blood against each other.
You know, he was the youngest one, and his two big brothers are football players.
My brother is 6 foot tall of pure muscle, and I'm 5'6" of skin and bone. He's always been bigger than me, always been stronger. He's always been the one to go out and get the harder job, pour concrete, run the tractor. Where my jobs have been in like AC, or I've just had to drive a forklift. I mean, me and him are like fire and ice.
Different is daylight and dark.
Dylan seemed to be more on the lines of computers. So I thought, man, he's gonna be, having a nice little office job.
Once Colin went through the school, Dylan was bound and determined that he was going to do the same thing.
If he could do it, I could do it. And so going through it, me and him still didn't have that close ties with each other.
I think over time that Colin has gained respect for Dylan, that he is doing the job. And now they can talk the same lingo about the work.
They've spent more time together. That's a blessing to me.
We call each other now because he sees that I've made it through and that I'm working, so he's got a little bit more respect for me.
Spend more time hanging out and just making them become a lot closer.
They're getting there. It's taken many, many, many years, but they're finally getting there.
Always love your family. Keep them as close to you as possible, because when hits the fan, your family is going to be the ones to help you through anything.
He's got his head screwed on right. He's got his head in the game, and he's doing real well. He's going to leave out a little bit smarter than he came in here, ain't you?
A little stressful time for me right now. I'm actually in the process of moving to a new house. It's been slow. What I needed was a garage to keep my dirt bikes in. I'll put the tortillas on when we're ready.
You want to sit on our cute little Chinese chairs?
Climb the pole. had an idea that might benefit the students if they were able to work the ground for a qualified or a semi-qualified person up in the air who could, show them what really might be expected of them out in the field. Took one of my students that's doing real well up there with me. It was fun, I liked it, I enjoyed it. By the end of the demo, they were doing what I would hope them to do. Recognize what I needed next, send it to me. My plan right now would be to do the tower tomorrow, the transmission tower. So I think they expect it to be a little bit of a down day. They'll be quite surprised.
The tower is a 65-foot tall lattice structure that each student must climb. Although smaller than most of the towers in use, it still provides the same challenges.
The tower we have here, it's basically a 65-foot lattice structure. Most of your towers are going to be a lot taller than that. It's the concept of being what we call 100% safety. So today, one of the skills we teach the students while they're here is sending a lattice structure using a double pelican hook system, installing a pelican hook before you move in one, and the importance of 100% safety.
Step up, step, and you hook your other one. You have to have the other one hooked before you release the first one, okay? So
we can follow the students up and down in the truck and make sure that they have one pelican hook latched on before they remove the other one, so they're never unsafe when you climb around some of that lattice steel.
I'm gonna take my phone up because I want to take a selfie at the top, but if you'll take some of me while I'm climbing.
This is one of those structures that everybody wants to get a picture on, so this is one of the few times we let them carry the cameras. Take selfies and picture themselves, I guess to impress their girlfriends, wives, or trying to find a girlfriend, they'll use it for that. I'm sure it'll be showed around the bars and stuff a lot here in a few days. You'll see most of this type of climbing here when you get into the transmission field, or maybe some of them even might go into telecommunications, cell towers and so forth. They can range anywhere from 100 to 300, 350, crossing big rivers and valleys and stuff in mountainous areas. They can get on up there a little bit. The concept's the same. I guess the biggest thing here is to make sure you take it in and getting over a fear of height, I guess.
Instructor John R. has decided to give his PC a taste of what it will be like working under a little pressure, what it will be like working as an apprentice.
My two initial ground workers are going to be Corey and Tavish. It's part of what I want y'all to do as ground help. I want y'all to be able to identify what I'm going to need next, right? I don't want you sending me switches if I don't even have brackets yet. Something comes up and I'm not ready for it, you better have a hard hat on because it may come back at you. When they get to these companies, they're going to be working the ground. They're going to be the grunts, the helpers, the groundmen, making their journeyman's job up the pole easy. The job here is to install a set of double cross arms so that we can put those underslung disconnects. We're making this a 3-phase disconnect pole. All right, you good? Well, I'm panicking a little bit because it's been a minute since I've done this actual job. We'll see how this goes. If you're making them up, all those pins go towards the pole where I can work it from the pole, right? Absolutely. If I had $1 for every pole I climb, I wouldn't be working right now. Back in 85, 86, for a 6-month rotation, we took down 21 secondary capacitors every day. 11 before lunch, 10 after lunch. 6 months, 5 days a week, 21 poles a day. Do the math. There are a lot of poles. A lot of poles. Get a little bit out of the drop zone, please. First thing I'm going to start with doing is taking that neutral off with my simulated rubber gloves because we're playing hot here. Float the neutral down to keep our proper phase to neutral separation.
Like on every pole at SLTC, all the lines the students work on are de-energized, making it a perfect place to train.
We got oxygen on site?
Shortly, we can make a call.
Man, you guys are crazy for wanting to do this. Daryl, I'm buckled off and handline hung. You want to come up?
It's up to the instructors to make each scenario they put their students in as real as possible.
You want to verify the line, then verify the tester. This wire, it's de-energized, but let's make it as realistic as possible.
We're getting the arms ready. We're about to hang a double cross arm up there. We got the boss man up there today. He's trying to teach us what it's like to be a groundsman.
I need the short ground.
Long ground.
Put one end in the gun, I'll take the bare end.
Yes, sir. Come here.
Take the short ground.
Coming up.
Leave it when I see it. All right, did we check these to be tight?
Yeah, I checked them and cleaned them.
You checked them to be tight. Look at that.
I mean, what do you want me to do with it?
Is it tight?
No.
Well, then tighten it.
How do you tighten it?
With a frickin' wrench. You hire these guys, Daryl?
John knows all too well the pains of being 40 feet up on a pole while waiting on a tool.
They're waiting. Let's go.
The goal of this exercise is to show the students what kind of pressure they will be under once they are out on a job.
Yes, take the ground off the hook. Just take that off the hook. Now, hold that, Tavish. Corey, take that stick off the rope real quick. Take it off there real quick. Come on, get it off there real quick. See my point? If I got to do that up here, we're not going to have a good lunch today.
Okay.
Take it off.
Snap the hand line together, take that knot out of it.
Being a competent groundman is one of the most important jobs on a crew. John is trying to show the students just how important this is. Predicting what the lineman needs next and having it ready before he asks for it is paramount.
Retie the arm.
They ran with it like they always do. You know, they thought they understood what he was talking about in the briefing. They should have spoke up. They're so used to putting the arm like every other arm in this yard. This one has to be configured where the braces go up so we can put the underslung switches underneath it so they can operate without the braces down there. Send it back down, redo it, do it correctly. After this, they should have it. We're in good shape right now. The next one goes up and everything's good to go.
Get that arm ready.
Yeah.
I mean, once you
Get that other arm coming and getting rigged.
Hard to believe, huh? Snuck up on you.
give me 3 eye bolts, or 3 eye nuts, and then those 2 insulators. Yep. Those 2 with the shoes on.
Yep.
Nice. Sitting up the back. Right back.
There you go. Good thinking on the back.
I need 3 eye nuts.
The first time on this pole, yeah, you almost beat him. Maybe the next time you'll beat him here. What's next?
What do we need next?
Switch. You want it now?
I'll take it about 30 minutes from now.
There's just another, I don't know, to mention that there's someone out there that's done it for 35 years and teaching you what to do. What did he say?
Tell them to pack your tools up, head to my office.
That was probably my worst day this PC. Everybody looked up to Jake, and it was a hard lick for all of us. I knew that Jake was gonna be an excellent hand. I mean, I would have worked alongside him any day of the week out in the real world. He was just that kind of guy that you could trust. He just had that drive. He was a natural. He was a really good climber. He was smart. You could tell him something one time, he would do it and get it right. He had the fastest times on the arm tasks, great problem-solving skills. I have total respect for him. I hate what happened. You know, it's a lot different if they decided this is not for me. I think I'm going to withdraw. One night, he was causing some trouble and got in trouble with the law, and he was removed from the school permanently.
At the school, there are only a few things that can get you removed permanently. One of those things is getting in trouble with the law. No matter how good of a student you are, if you cause trouble, you're out.
If you get in trouble with the police out here, that's automatic termination, and that got him.
that really hit me hard because I saw high potential for that guy to succeed in this industry, and with one wrong move, it went down the tube for him.
The 4th of July weekend, I came across a large reconductor job, and it dawned on me that'd be a great field trip. Talked to the foreman. He didn't expect to be clipping it in until Monday, which means that we'll still be able to see everything that's fully happening on the job, even though nobody may be physically working there. I know it's your guys' day off on a Friday, but you're gonna get out of this industry what you put into it. So it starts right here. They were set up on Monday, they were set up in the field here pulling conductor. The first period of time that you guys are gonna be out there working, what's your job gonna be? Groundman. You're not gonna be the one up there getting the glory of doing all that work. You're gonna be the guy who's getting the tools, getting the material out of the truck bin, and supporting the lineman up in the air.
Building on my idea of them learning the groundwork first before they can go up in the air on the pole and do this, was giving them a task, building a particular type transformer bank, and I'd turn them loose with a pen and clipboard to go over and come up with a material list for me. Today, I believe you guys have the information to do this. We're building a wide delta bank, closed wide delta bank. Okay. That's it. I gotta go do paperwork. What are you guys gonna do for the 30 minutes I'm doing paperwork? Load the truck with what? Material. What material? All this. Give me a good, thorough list of what we need for this. I want them to be able to identify all the material that goes with building that bank, which is kind of the exercise you see going on here. I've told them they need to get all the material and tools ready for myself or their journeyman to go up and build it. They did real well. I'm happy with that. Before we do any of this, what do we need in the ground? We got a pole on here? We got a pole. We got the proper size, 45 class 3. So once we energize this, what's the first thing we want to do? We would have checked the transformers properly with a proper transformer connector doing all 15 to some odd connections. We teach them a lot of good information, the grounding, the transformers, valuable stuff that they're going to use throughout their career. And the more they see it, the better prepared they'll be when they get to a company and start getting that training. Guys, it's going to happen, man. I swear to God, one day it's going to happen. One day it's going to be like an audible click inside your head and it's going to start making sense. All right, guys, clean up. Good job. Good job, Dad.
No shortcut through that ditch.
The other wire over there, we're going to have to add a tail because you guys didn't leave enough tail to put into the switch. All right, so what I'm getting ready to do here is totally unbeknownst to the guys up the pole, one of them's going to get injured. And one of the guys on the ground is going to have to perform hurt man rescue. They don't know it's coming.
This one has connectors. That one over there does not have connectors on the blade.
I see. We are not going to lower an actual person with ropes tied around their chest. It's uncomfortable, if not unsafe. So we'll get him to the point where they're rigged and ready to simulate cutting his belt so that he can lower him to the ground. As soon as he touches that, I'll remind him that it's hot and he just got blown up. JC, that switch is hot. You just got blew up.
Did I touch your wire?
That switch is hot. You just got blown up, which means someone needs to come rescue you.
Call 911.
Guys, take your time. Don't be the second victim. All right.
Screwdriver, yeah, walk me through it. Down here. You're gonna wrap it over the cross arm. You're dead. Yeah. Same thing as last time.
Okay. You got a hurt man over there.
JC got that.
Good.
Screwdriver and hammer.
You got up there and realized you didn't have yours, what would you do?
I just set it up.
Set it up on the hand line?
What else could you do? Use his.
Oh, yeah.
Right, good answer. Good learning experience. While the rescue's happening, you got to be able to think on your feet. What would you do? Clinical death happens at 4 minutes, brain dead at 6 minutes. Much beyond that, you know, it's a recovery instead of a rescue. We try to get them as proficient as possible. In the pole circles, we practice a simple method of using the cross arm to lower the man down. Well, when you get out into the real world in the field, there may not be a cross arm. Different types of construction, different hardware up on the pole means that you've got to know how to do some rigging in various different ways. Myself and an apprentice were climbing a pole. The poles we found out were over-treated, which caused a big chunk of the pole to break away. We both came down 27 feet. When I came to a stop, bear hugging the pole, he was sliding down the backside with his gaff, burning down the pole. His gaff went into my arm, hit the bone, slid down 4.5 inches. The apprentice that was up there with me, he could not tie the knots or do the rigging to get me off the pole. One of the reasons I try to do this hurt man rescue randomly, I don't want these guys to leave here and put another worker in the position I was where that guy couldn't rescue me off the pole.
JC, you're alive again.
Hey man, what the hell are you doing? No,
Hey man, come on man. Took me by surprise. It was good, he's still alive though. I should have done it faster than that, but that's why I get you practice, because you realize, okay, a little more under pressure, a little under fire, and more real life situation. So.